Straight facts. You know what time it is.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir. This is Brigante over there on the other side of the table. Your boy Ace. And we got today.
Yes, sir.
CD Fidelia in the building. Popular Ottawa artist.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming, brother. It's an honor.
Oh, man, thank you guys for having me.
Sir.
Respect. I've been watching y'all do your thing, so I'm happy to be here.
Yo, we've been watching you do your thing, bro, and it's an honor, and we're definitely happy you're here, bro.
Yes, sir, man. This is my last podcast for the year, man, so let's make it special.
Let's go.
Save the best for last, right?
And that's what it is. So, during your childhood, man, like, what was your first memory of hip hop? Like, what put you on?
I would say, like, definitely, like, BET, from, like, a television standpoint or whatnot. And, you know, like, back in the day when you used to have, like, catalogs, like, come to your crib and you pick what, like, CDs you want to buy and stuff like that.
We're talking about the cassette CDs?
Cassette CDs, both, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then, you know, you would make your own, like, cassettes by, like, you know, getting a tape recorder, put on BT, press record, you know what I mean? Yeah. That type of shit. And then in the neighborhood, like, you know, mad people used to, like, break dance and stuff like that, like, in a project. So, like, that's, I would say, where I really gravitated towards hip hop like that.
Right. And what was your favorite subject in school?
Jeez, it depends. Like what like era of school.
Era of school?
Yeah.
We're talking about grade school, junior high, high school.
I say you became a man in 5th grade, so let's say 5th grade to graduation. In the 12th grade.
Damn, what was my favorite? Probably like history or something like that. Or gym class.
Classic. I love gym. Gym class. Who doesn't love gym?
Yeah, man.
What, history?
Yeah, probably like history or like, just the social studies, you know? Like things like that.
Right. Interesting. I thought you were going to say English, you know, because you're a rapper, you're a writer, right?
I like learning English on my time, you know what I mean? Right. So like in class, I used to like pull out dictionaries and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like in terms of reading a book and like write a whole essay about it, like, nah, I didn't like that.
You're like, nah, not for me.
The timing. It was the time. It's not that I don't like doing it. Yeah. It's the time. The amount of time to give you to do it, it didn't work out for me.
Right. You're CD Fidelia timing over here. Exactly. You got that teacher of the past.
I guess I was an entrepreneur since I was a kid, you know.
Very interesting. I didn't expect you to say history, brother.
Yeah, I just, you know, and even now, like, I'm telling myself, like, I want to go back and, like, learn more because, like, obviously, growing up, like, we're taught a lot. Like, we're taught about, like, a lot of things that we, at one point, it was like, yo, that's the right thing. That's the right history. Right. And then you grow up to learn, like, things were the reverse, you know? Right. Whoever was, like, viewed as a hero in elementary is now the actual evil one in the story.
Right.
Yeah.
No, most definitely. I mean, you think about the all these, you know, gravestones that were found, you know, in Canada. Exactly. The history. It shows you there's an agenda, right?
Of course. You know, I learned about residential schools like when my first year in university. You know, that's when I learned about it. Right. So for me to learn about something that's so big in Canadian history, like when I'm 19 for the first time, that's insane. You know? Right. So.
Yeah. It's a different era, man. When we were kids, bro, like, you really think about it, like, you had to go to school, you had to go to libraries to get the information, right?
Exactly.
Now, you could be woke from your home on Google, Reddit, you know, maybe it's not the best information, but you have access to information or avenues, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I like the, you know, it's pros and cons with everything, you know what I mean? Like, it's a good thing that we have access to, like, whatever information that we want. But it's also detrimental to our minds. You see that with like Instagram and all that stuff. I think back in our time, the thing was, you know, the books in the libraries, what was taught, like the agenda was strong.
It was.
You know, so whatever we were told, we didn't really have the opportunity to challenge it.
The agenda is still strong.
It's still strong, but at least now, like, people have the choice to be critical and be like, hey, like, let me... If you hear some news or whatever, you can look at both sides and be like, yo, okay, I took in both sides. What is my truth? Like, what do I feel is right, you know?
Let's switch it up a little. At Straight Facts, I want to know, what is your favorite instrument, CD Fidelia, and why?
I think the saxophone, man.
The sax?
The saxophone, man. Alto saxophone.
You want to be a jazz player?
Yeah, the jazz player. Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's, I don't know. I played it in like high school a little bit, and basically like I don't know, man. I always feel like people that play the saxophone just get ladies too, So
yeah, tell the truth.
Shout out to
saxophone. It always comes down to the numbers of ladies.
Comes down to the shorties.
You don't see how many ladies pull up the sax and sit, man. Like you know what I mean? He's doing it right.
Right. I'm pretty sure you don't need the sax no more to scoop ladies now, right? You're doing quite well.
Hey, I keep to myself, man.
That's the
myself. No comment.
Put your head down, stay humble, and then we won't look at the DM. We're good.
Yeah, man. So, City, like you said, like your first memory of hip hop was just like the movement outside and the beats and all that. So, like, what was the hip hop albums you used to grow up listening to?
Jeez, definitely Wyclef Carnival for sure. The Locks' first album that had Money, Power, Respect on it.
D-Block!
Yes.
Shout out to Locks for sure.
What else I was listening to? R&B 2, Usher's first album. TLC.
Classics.
Yeah, man. And just, Haitian music, T-Vice and stuff.
That's big, man. And can you tell us a bit about when you decided to take music seriously, and what got you started in releasing music and recording music?
Well, my dad played like in a Haitian band called Feeling. So like I used to watch him like perform and stuff like that. And
you started from home,
basically,
Yeah.
And then he used to like organize the Haitian truck, like when the carnival was like downtown. So I used to rap, like I used to have rap on the truck, right. And from there it just became like a dream for me to make it a real job. And
so you've been performing?
Yeah, since I was like 7. I haven't put it out in public yet, but I have footage of me rapping when I was like 7.
Exclusive, that's
straight facts like that.
Yeah, that's it, man. But that's big, man. Family first.
Always,
And that's real. And you gotta live by a code, right? Because at the end of the day, if you have no honor, what do you stand for, right?
Exactly, man.
And that honor, so what made you led to have the name City Fidelia as an artist name?
Good one.
Like, where does it come from?
We want to know.
So basically, in the area, I used to have like this white neighbor that used to, like, his parents used to babysit me and stuff like that. And like they had a cottage and stuff, so he would always invite me to his cottage.
Okay.
And I never wanted to go, because like you have mad niggas like playing basketball and shit. And like, so I'm like, I'm not trying to go to no cottage, So he was like,
wildfires, mosquitoes, like,
yeah, exactly,
like I can't even swim.
I was just like, yo, video games, no, I'm not trying to go there,
Trying to stay inside, man. That's what it
so he used to be like, yo, one time he was like, yo, you're such a city boy, And then so I went with city boy for a while, and then I felt like, because of like Google, like if you type in city boy, a bunch of stuff will come up. One of my homies, right, So
city boy is up.
Facts.
But that's just one of many, right? One of many, like systems or names associated with the name
city boy. So then my boy was like, yo, why don't you use your last name? And my last name, like Fidelia, it like stands for loyalty. So it's like loyal to my city.
So it's your last.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Fidelia is my last name.
That's real.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It's real.
No, that's a factual. You're not lying right there. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember your first rap ever?
Yeah, you need you to get back in the archive.
Jeez, I don't remember like how it was.
Was it Rapper's Delight? Was it Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise? Which one was it?
It was DMX on Money, Power, Respect. I remember because I was prepping to perform on my dad's truck. And I was like, yo, I got my verse, So I'm spitting it. He was like, nah, man. Yo, the amount of swearing, I'm like, he's like, nah, that's not, you ain't doing that one, man.
Right.
Yeah, but that was, I think, the first like verse. I remember being like,
that's a hard beat to do your first rap on. I totally agree.
Oh man, I love that song, man. When I was a kid, like, yeah, that was my jam.
So we would say you were more of a DMX fan than a Jay-Z fan in that time.
At that time, but
Yeah,
like now.
At that time, DMX was eating numbers. Let the people know, because people are not aware. Is it Jay-Z's that guy? Don't get it twisted.
We gotta know Zola.
I mean, 98, 99.
He's got the ethics.
Two albums in 1 year. Check the numbers. Man. X was that guy.
You know, yeah, DMX was, you know, he was
Volume
fired.
2 didn't do nothing to those 2 albums. I'll tell you that. That's what's up, man.
That for sure. I think he brought like a new energy to the game. You know what I mean? Like, cause. You know, before DMX, like there was the era where it was like, you know, champagne,
right? Yeah.
You know, like just rich life living. You know what I mean? And then DMX just came with like a muscle shirt, it's just like straight raw. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But people really rock with that. You know, and just obviously the voice was distinct. It was different. So like, yeah, definitely he was around that time. He was that guy.
He was that guy. Yeah. Not lying.
And again, going back to the archives, we want to know about CD Fidelia, Straight Facts, you know? So tell us, brother, can you remember your first time you performed, you know? And how was it?
The first time I performed, it was when I was 7 for my first communion in Montreal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you performed at your own communion?
Yeah.
Did you rap?
Yeah, I rapped. This one I did, what's that song by Wyclef?
Did you give him a Christian rap? Or?
Nah, it was.
He went full on.
Gone till November? I hope not.
No, it wasn't Gone till November. It's the that record. I forgot the name of it. It's on the Carnival.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it's called Sans Physique.
Yeah.
So I did. So basically, there was one time that Wyclef performed on 106 Park.
Yeah.
And this guy named John Forte did a remix to that song. So I did his verse.
Right.
At my community, basically.
Oh, that's what's up.
And then my dad's band was the back, like.
Right.
That's what's up. Family affair. That's what I like that, you know. And what is the song you like to perform now, as in your catalog that you got, you know? Yeah.
What song do I like to perform? My record, Can't Sleep. Right
Can't
Sleep. With Y&R.
I know all the ops see what I'm doing. I know all the ops are watching me. I can't go to sleep. I be chilling in a trap house 7 days a week. Someone loving all this cash, so addicted to the streets. I know that this is a thing.
Yeah.
That's an anthem right there.
Project, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
I like that one. I can see the excitement.
Yeah, man. You just dropped that project.
Yeah.
You just came back from winning an award last weekend.
Congratulations on that. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Actually, like, I would consider this like kind of my downtime, you know what I mean?
Right.
I was in like Toronto and LA like the last from like pretty much all year, but like from September to like November, I was pretty much like just moving around like every week, like promoting the album and doing release parties here, there, the studio sessions. So this is pretty much like I would say like my downtime.
Yeah, and it's holiday time
recharge,
as well.
you know, family,
recharge time.
Yeah,
we're happy you're here, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, we're gonna support you. You know, I know sometimes rappers in the city don't support each other, but I do know that, you know, in this platform over here, you know, we like to support our local talent.
I see that.
Everybody eats, man. That's the goal, man.
That's
what
it,
we're
man.
trying to do.
Said it.
I mean, everybody eats, man.
Now, we want to know straight up, what's your formula for writing songs?
I have different ways.
Some rappers out there with them. CD Fidelia made us.
I would say one of the ways is that like I watch like a movie or just a conversation and like just like a concept will just hit my head, you know what I mean? And
you start with a concept?
Yeah, sometimes I'll start with a concept and just be like, come up with the melody, then get a guitar player or piano player to just be like, yo, this is the melody I have, and then I'll get a producer to build around it. The other way is that basically someone will play a beat and then I'll just go in and just like start freestyling melodies, and then I take my favorite melodies, I put them together, and then I add my words to them.
Right.
Those are usually how I make records.
How you go about it?
Yeah.
And as an artist, like, what is the most hardest song you've ever wrote, and why? And if you care to comment on it, you know what I mean?
The hardest record I had to write, I would say, well, there's 2 records.
Okay.
So the first one is Take Care on my album. So Take Care, the first verse is about my little sister.
Okay.
And just kind of like, you know, just telling her, you know what I mean, her big brother's gonna like hold her down, like I'm there for her, just telling her like, you know, what she should love, you know? How she should maneuver in life, you know what I mean. Then the second verse is about like my niece, and just, you know, because like my older brother like passed away, but like peace, he was pretty much in and out of jail like her whole life. So like me, so I was just kind of letting her know that, like, you know, because obviously when your father's not around, it can really come off like, you know, your father's a deadbeat or whatever, when really unfortunately it's just like an individual dealing with their problems, you know what I'm saying. So that was a hard record to write for sure. And then the other one is Close Call, because it's on my album, because I'm really like painting like a movie. It's like a movie. It's like writing a script in 2 verses, you know. Like the first verse, the first verse is about pretty much like a robbery that happens. And then, you know, the driver doesn't know like the robbery is gonna happen type shit. And then the second verse is about like this guy that meets this girl and he hits it, and then the condom breaks, and the girl's like, yo, I might be pregnant. But then at the end of the verse, like, real life stuff, she gets her period, and he's like, he's celebrating pretty much, you know? Like, yes. You know, so yeah, those are the 2 records I think like it took time to write, you know.
And we want to know, what's your favorite thing about the music industry? Besides, you know, being in touch with, you know, artists in LA and Delhi, and, you know, living the good life and having your DMs exploding. But outside of that,
I would say, being in the studio, man, creating. I think that's my favorite part. You know, being able to just, you know, talk about like whatever I have on my mind, and also because I do songwriting too. You know what I mean? So just, you know, helping others express their emotions and stuff like that. The other stuff in this, for sure, you know, it's cool to travel, do shows and stuff like that. That's fun. But like, man, there's a lot of fake weirdos in the industry, you know what I mean? And when you come, honestly, you know, the world might not see it, but a lot of the realest like humans come from Ottawa. Like Ottawa is like, we're built like in a very authentic way. Like whatever we feel is like what we feel, you know what I mean? In other cities, they're very much like, depending what you have, that's how they'll treat you. So it's like, I'll give Ottawa that. Like in all the places I've been to, like Ottawa is one of the places where it's like you can actually trust a human being, you know. Like,
that's the first I heard that, man.
Ottawa got some real niggas, man.
No, they do. I do. But it's good to hear that, you know. It's emphasized that, you know. But
for sure.
Yeah, as an artist, like, what's the difficult thing that you see, like, being who you are today in this world?
I think, I guess like sometimes, you know, when, you know, you're just outside, you know, like, so you're growing, but you're still like outside with the people. Like some people just kind of like, you know, be like, yo, like they just started rapping yesterday and they'll be like, yo, hop on my song. And it's just like, bro, like,
you didn't put in the work you put in.
Like the reason you want me on your song is because you saw me on the billboard and now you want me to give you a verse for free. Like,
on top of that, not even giving appreciation. This man for free.
You know, and it's just kind of like,
come on now.
I feel like people don't have they have trouble like gauging what the level is, you know what I mean?
So hold on. Can you give us your number for the feature on Straight Facts? Like, how much is it take for the feature with CD Fidelia?
Man, it depends, you know what I mean? Like, but honestly, like, I'd rather do it for free. I just want the music to be good, you know what I mean? I don't really like to put a price on like music, you know? Especially now, you know, like before, where I was like, you know, the artists try to make it month to month or whatever. Like, I would take like any feature or whatever. But now that I'm good, like, I rather just, if the music's good, like,
do it out of love. You know what I mean? Like, do it out of love. Huh? I see. Man. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Now let's bring it back. We talked about Belly before, bro. So you know, Belly commented on one of your posts, right? I think it came after that. You mentioned you reposted. You know, you behind your poster on London Square in Toronto, downtown Toronto. And Belly mentioned that Ottawa is the hardest city to make it out of. What's your comment on that?
Yeah, I agree. Like,
I know you spoke about that a few times, but
no, for sure. Like, no, that was definitely like a moment that I had, because obviously, I'm sure everyone in this room looked up to Belly at one point. Like,
yep, all his very own.
And it's like whether because you always hear people be like, yeah, Belly this, whatever. It's like, whether you like him or not, he's a dude that came from here and succeeded.
Succeeded.
And you have to respect that. But yeah, I think Ottawa is one of the hardest cities to come out of, just for the fact that like the average person does not care about art. You could be the biggest artist here, you know what I mean? And the average person will not show any emotion towards like your career or what you're doing. People kind of just, I don't know, man, like to go to work and just go to a restaurant, eat, and life ends there, you know?
So it's a bit of culture, a bit of substance.
It's missing a bit of culture. It's missing
substance.
Like, I wouldn't say substance. I think like the art is there. It's just like bridging the gap between, because like in Toronto, there'll be someone that works a 9 to 5, but they'll also like go out to go see a show at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. We don't have that culture here.
That's true.
And in order to succeed, you need that kind of culture. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of people from Ottawa, when they move to Toronto, they get that kind of love, they get that kind of support, and that's why they start repping Toronto, because that's the place where they felt like they got the real support.
Right.
Right here, it's like, yo, so we can have an artist that's doing like, man, close to like 100K views on all his videos, whatever, and in his hometown, it will still be kind of empty.
That's disrespectful.
You know what I mean? So it is kind of hard to find motivation to like continue to do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, very good points here.
Yeah. So
what is the keys that you think you've done to stay successful? Because like you just said, you mentioned the roadblocks. So like, how do you surpass that?
I don't think I would have got to the level I got to if I didn't move to Toronto. Like, I think moving to Toronto definitely helped. You know what I mean? But
you live full time in Toronto now?
I'm back here now.
Okay.
I love Ottawa still. But
keep going.
The thing is, it's like, even when I moved to Toronto, though, the mission was to always bring things back here. You know what I mean? So that's what I've been doing. It's just like now using all the relationships I have in Toronto, the States, or whatever, and bringing them like to Ottawa.
That's
you know what I mean?
real.
So like I've had like producers that produce for like Corla Ray, Big Sean, and stuff like that come to the studio and like play us like their albums, and then I have producers play them stuff so they can build the connections. So I'm helping to build things where people don't have to leave. To build connects. I'm bringing the connects here,
And we respect this so much at Straight Facts, bro.
No, that's right,
because
man.
that's what we're missing, right? We feel like, we need more bellies, right? That is successful, get involved, right?
Yeah.
And gives back to the community. The area has 1.5 million and growing, right?
Yeah.
It's a small town, maybe, but I mean, it's still a city. That's a lot of people.
1.5. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people in the metro area. So there's something here.
Definitely. Yeah.
And what would you do? Like, if you were not a rapper, like, what would you be?
Man, I tried the ball thing for sure.
Hey, you tried the ball dream? Hoop dreams? What happened with that?
Man, my man Amon knows about that. Amon knows. We're from the same neighborhood.
You give buckets? Is that what you're saying?
I used to be like the quick crossover,
Steve
defense.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I was that guy that's so annoying on defense.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That fucking foul but in the streets is not a foul.
Yeah, that's definitely me. You know,
can I run our test play?
But yeah, we used to. I played ball in the projects like literally all day.
Every day.
So you knew from a young age you wanted to be in the music industry and be a rapper.
Yeah. From time, like I would literally go in every area in the city and freestyle battle people. Like
that's what's up.
I would go to the west, the south, and I think that's why like the love in Ottawa for me is real, because like I was literally like in hoods like rapping at a young age and people seeing the growth, you know what I mean? And even when the growth happened, like I never acted Hollywood on people and stuff like that. It was always love, So
that's what's up.
You gotta keep it humble, So like on that note, who are your top favorite rappers?
Top 5?
Top 5.
Top
we
5
could
over
do
here,
all
straight
time,
facts.
or we could do current. You can have
time.
2 lists. We'll give you
Do
2
not
lists.
disappoint Zoe right now.
No.
Okay?
It's his
looking at you
opinion, man. He knows his music, man. Let's
So,
go.
yo, Jay-Z, for
That's
sure.
Can't go wrong with that.
Pusha T,
Okay.
Okay.
Nas.
Okay.
This is where it gets hard. Biggie.
Okay.
And then, did I say Ye?
No. I guess that's it.
Okay.
That's the 5.
That's the top 5.
What's y'all top 5?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Me, I like the consensus, you know. So you said Jay-Z, I wasn't mad at that. Pusha T's arguable. I'm just gonna comment on yours actually because there's so much guys. But Pusha T's arguable.
Yeah.
Kanye, Jay-Z, Biggie, and Nas are non-arguable. Nowadays, 21 Savage will argue Nas and his puppets, but overall, bro, I think that you know, all these guys were solid. Pusha T's still arguable. I mean, I guess you like Pusha T.
I like Pusha T because it takes talent for like to rap about coke over a decade.
Yo, Birdman's been doing that for a while, man.
But like,
Cash
get
money,
redundant, right?
Come on, man.
But the thing is, he makes it brand new every time. And his
Birdman
beat
real,
selection too.
Yeah.
Facts, yeah.
So that's why I have to give it to Pusha, man.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that he's still in the game till now,
No,
people
for
are still
sure, for sure.
interested.
Nah.
100%. In 2022, you mentioned Pusha T. Like, wow.
But it's only been 20 years though.
For Pusha, right?
Yeah, that's not bad, man. Look at the rest of them: Snoop, Dr. Dre, all them, Eminem.
But they
crazy.
ain't slapping like Pusha though.
No, that's true. That's
And
true.
You know what I mean? Like,
City, you talked about something like you think sometimes a song can get lost where you have like an amazing lyrics, but the beat's like, huh. And at the end you get the product and you're like, what happened? Or maybe you have a crazy beat and then the lyrics are alright, but then next thing you know it's like it's the new 6ix9ine hit. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's the issue a lot of people have with Nas for a long time. Like the lyrics were always good, but his beat selection wasn't the best. And I think what people like about Nas right now, is that Hit Boy is like making like crazy beats around the concepts and the lyrics that Nas has.
Right.
So yeah, no, definitely. I think that's a thing. And then in terms of like the wave rap, I guess like this, I guess 6ix9ine or whatever. Yeah, that's cool, but I think it's dying though.
yeah.
I think it's dying. I think like real rap, real content is coming back. You know, because a lot of those kind of songs become like they're the same. You know what I mean?
They're gimmicky.
They're gimmicky, but it's also the same. You hear the same drum pattern, the same message, the same thing. So like people are getting bored. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the same old recipe recycled.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it's like a thing of like don't break what works. I'm sure sometimes you have your systems when you do your songs, or let's say you're networking or you're out there, and you certain things that you realize work. Right? Sometimes people fall in love with network systems. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. And then just I think with all these like RICO charges and stuff like that, I think
it doesn't help.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think the people we love are all like slowly like getting locked up and stuff like that. So I definitely think it's like that rap that was happening like in the last couple of years is dying off, but the real like rap is coming back. You know what I mean? Like you have to put your time to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think people gravitate like towards your style of rapping and the music you put out?
I think I always keep it like interesting musically. I think like that, just so like my beat selection and the instruments and my beats and stuff like that.
Because it's safe to say like you're on multiple playlists on Spotify, like Northern Bars, the actual like the hip hop playlist, not just Northern Bars. You see Northern Bars, they focus on Canadian artists. You actually made it on a playlist where you know Americans are on there, Europeans are on there.
Yeah.
What makes people want to put you on these playlists?
I think too.
Outside of the algorithm, of course.
I think I do a good job just telling my truth and like the truth like of like a black person that comes from an unfortunate situations, you know, like I do a good job at giving both sides, you know what I mean, and making people understand like the vulnerable side of like a black person coming from like the hood and shit, you know what I mean, because like, you know, people don't really, they hear the trap music of like what happens, but I guess in my music I explain why it happens, and people resonate with it.
So you're giving the two sides.
For sure.
It's not just one side. Okay. So like, what do you think the influence of rap music is today? Like, do you think it's more effective than it ever was, or is it the same from back in the time when you grew up listening to it? Like, is it really influencing the masses, like especially the young brothers today? What do you think?
Damn, I think like rap, since it got created, it always kind of like influenced the masses. Well, the moment it got like commercial, but I think now, like in the last couple of years, it influenced the young kids in the wrong way for sure. Like, you know what I mean?
Fortunately,
like, you hear about cats in the streets talking about like these young cats coming up, having like no loyalty, no
ethic,
no honor, and that comes from like, the music. It's like you watch the internet, you hear people talk about dead ops and stuff like that. Like that wasn't a thing growing up. It's like, shit, man, the person died, you leave it alone. You keep it moving. Now it's like they killed a person and they're gonna make a song about killing the person.
Yeah, the Vanessa Carlton remix, that was foul, man. You heard that beat?
Which one was it? Which one was it?
They used the Vanessa Carlton beat. It was foul, man. Yeah, some guys from Jacksonville. Disrespectful.
And they were just rapping about the crimes and shit.
About what they did to the family, had the picture and everything. Go check that video. It's foul.
Crazy, man.
So I think in the last year, it definitely, because man, even in Ottawa, like the crime rate has gone up like crazy, and it's the music.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like before, like you had the genre like gangster rap. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was talking a lot about violence, and I don't know, like I feel over the years it kind of like infiltrated all types of rap, and you could get a rapper that kind of raps like Rowdy Rich, but then he'll still talk about dead ops, right? Not to say that Rowdy Rich is like that, but you get my point, right? It's just in every genres, you feel me? Like no problems talking about guns. We're not gonna go one-on-one with fists. Nobody got time for that, like.
I think the difference between the time before was that like it ended at the music. You know what I mean? It's like it's now like you watch like Drink Champs and stuff like that. Like people talk about like, yo man, in the 90s there was a time that I bumped into this guy, and people didn't talk about what really happened.
Right.
Like in interviews and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, we'll spit a couple bars about whatever, and the music and it ended there. Whereas now it's like, they take trolling to the next level. So they go to their ops block. It's like, yo, I'm here on your block. What you want to do? What you gonna do? Whatever. Right, what I mean? Just playing with their life in that way. You know what I mean? So I think that's the difference between like, I guess gangster rap before, gangster rap now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And do you feel it's important for rappers to literally like rap about what they live? We talk about realness, talk about the streets, talk about different genres, right? Like real or you fake. Talked about DMX, man. Doesn't get any realer than this.
No, for sure. Definitely, I think everyone should express themselves the way they want to.
Yeah,
it's just be smart about it. Like, don't rob a bank yesterday and then give the details tomorrow.
Right.
That's what's happening with rap today. It's like
prosecutors like this.
They what I'm saying? Like they kill someone yesterday and then
they just have to go on the internet and just read the comments. The whole play's done. It's crazy.
They post the location,
showing
that they were close to the crime scene.
Right.
And then in their raps, they break down how the crime scene happened.
Right.
Like,
then give all this information to academics and be like, yo, this, that.
Yes.
They wonder why they get picked up. It's like, what?
You seen academics break down freaking case the takeoff?
Yeah.
That's what the prosecutors are doing. They're like, comment there, video there. To get an intel, it's a comment on this video.
Yeah, man.
That's what they do now.
So, For sure, express yourself the way you want to, but you gotta be smart about it, you know?
Right. Good point.
And being in this rap business, like, what is the smartest thing to do? Is it hard for you to say no to an opportunity? And if so, do you regret doing it?
For sure. When I first was coming up and I started getting like attention in the music business, like a lot of like big EDM producers used to hit me up and like wanting to do songs and stuff like that. And I used to do them because like opportunity, big name, whatever. But now, like, you know, sometimes I'll do the songs, but I'll tell them, yo, don't put my name on it. Just add me in the writing credits, and obviously the business side gotta be good. But I remember I watched like an interview with Nip, and he was saying how, like, you know, you want to be able to stand on every action that you do. You don't want to like look back 10 years and be like, oh shit, like I did some clown shit 10 years back, you know? So yeah, now like if something doesn't align with my brand or what I believe in, I'll say no matter how big it is.
That's right. So you
Question
stick to your
everything.
principles then.
Yeah, 100%.
You have to. And that's part of the generation that's kind of getting lost right now, because we don't know what is respect now. Respect is so simple thing, like open a door for somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but,
simple.
I mean, look at somebody when they're talking to you, don't be on your phones. But you know, that's the generation we are, you know. But to my man Ace, continue. You know what I mean?
No, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And we want to know, you bro, can you talk to us, you know, about your studio Real House, you know, of Assemble, and what motivated you to open, you know, a studio?
So what motivated me was
And where's that studio?
it's downtown, right beside Atari.
Okay. I was just at Atari Gardens, actually.
Yeah.
Switch names, actually.
Yeah, Atari Gardens.
Atari
So it's like literally
So you're right in the market. Right?
Yeah, right in the market.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do something similar, but what, you know, made the process quicker was when Metro passed away. You know,
Rest in peace.
Metro.
Yeah, FTG Metro, yeah.
So when he passed away, I was kind of like, you know what, like I really want to create a space where like if I see like a talent I really like,
Right.
I could just like.
But you weren't related to none of the FTG guys.
No.
Right, but you've seen such a competent talent die, and
but even before that, like before he died, I saw like someone put me onto their music,
Right.
and I remember just having goosebumps, being like,
he killed it.
Because that's when I just moved back to Ottawa.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to figure out like who's
and then
doing the thing.
Yo, those Richie kids are killing it, bro.
Yeah, so I heard Rainy Days, and that song gave me goosebumps. I was just, and then I just started kind of like doing research on like what's what, you know what I mean? And then because I went to school in the West, I went to Notre Dame, so I used to go to those areas, you know, and I know like it hasn't changed that much. Like back then too, it was
Richie,
kind of like
Penny.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was kind of crazy and stuff like that. So, so when I saw those kids, I related to them, you know. And then when he passed away, I was kind of like, you know, I want to create a space where if I see a talent like that from a neighborhood, like one of those neighborhoods, I could just be like, yo, come to the studio, just come here, and then
don't have to go to Toronto, Montreal,
you know what I mean? And just help them stay out of the shits, you know?
Right.
That's important.
So at first I was like sitting with counselors and like pitching them the idea to see if I could get whatever, and it was too long, so I just kind of like took my own money and just did it. And, And yeah, man, it's become like a cultural spot in the city. You know?
Right. So you did try to get some public funding. So they were supportive too, it looks like?
No, it's crazy because everything I'm doing seems like there's like support. There's no support.
No support.
There's literally like 80 to 90% it's been like out of pocket.
Straight up, man.
You know what I mean?
And tell us.
And there's nothing wrong with I want public funding.
Right.
Like, you know, I want grants. It's just like at the speed I was trying to like get to do what I want to do.
Right. Paperwork's going too slow.
Yeah, exactly. It's too slow. It's too whatever, you know. But
sometimes there's power too in like, you know, like a quick access, like, you know, going for it right away, like, you know what I mean, taking advantage of the time frames.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you know, hopefully over time, you know, I'm sure I'll be able to get some funding to do bigger stuff and
100%.
Provide more jobs and stuff.
Oh, God willing, brother.
Yeah. Sir. And from like a high inside source, apparently you have like a mural of Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah,
what does he mean to you?
Man, like me coming up in the game, like I used to always make my team watch his interviews. I like the fact that he's big on ownership. He's big on community. You know, like giving back to where he comes from and just elevating the black mind. You know what I mean? So I always had like love for him, and I wanted to put the mural there like that. Like every time I walk in the studio, like I remind myself, like it is a marathon. You know what I mean? Like take it day by day. Keep stay true to you and the people that you love. So yeah, that's why I have his mural out there.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You watch Boys in the Hood?
A million times.
So your favorite character was Furious, eh? That was you, eh? He's out here giving that game, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's it. That Nipsey Hussle, man. That's what it is, man. Furious, man. That was you, man. Furious Stars, man. That's what's up. Let's take it back.
On that note, let's talk about your latest project, Can't Sleep, bro. He's going crazy. With YNR, bro. With YNR, Da Vinci, and your latest project, Painkiller. Talk to us about these projects, bro.
Painkiller, the album, basically the concept of the album is that like everybody has their thing that like helps them cope with life. You know what I mean? Like some people's like actual like drugs, some people's alcohol, some people's girls, sex, whatever. You know what I mean? So that's one of the concepts, and I visit, a lot of like those topics, but also the concept of the albums that like, people are not alone. They're not suffering alone. You know what I mean? And hopefully, when they listen to the album, they get that feel, and the album becomes their painkiller. And the reason I called it Painkiller because like at the time I was working on the album, like especially the youngins were big on pills. You know what I mean?
It's an epidemic right now.
So I want to have an album title that's like, oh, you think it's gonna be music like this, but once you take it in, it's just like, oh shit, like this. He's saying some real shit.
Right.
And then Can't Sleep. It's a record that I worked on, and I was like working on the hook myself, and I couldn't get it the way I really wanted to get it, And then YNR put out this song called All Profit that I really love. And I was like, hey, his voice will sound really good on the hook. And then I reached out to him, came to the studio, killed it. And yeah, man, it's one of the favorites on the album.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing.
That's how you do it, man. Collaborate, man.
For sure. It's like I had to put my ego down and be like, I can't do it. I tried. I had versions with my voice on it. But I was just like someone to do it better.
They released it when?
Huh?
The unreleased stuff. You ever thought
of release my version?
Yeah.
No, you'll never hear it. That's what I told you,
Keep
man.
it in the vault.
If the song's not, I don't feel like the song's a hit, you'll never hear it.
Yeah.
No, that's what's up. And then the experience so far, like, what's the best piece of advice that you've been given? Outside of, I know, watching Furious, Boys in the Hood, Nipsey Hussle, you know what I mean? What else you got for us?
I have this OG from Chicago. His name's like Malik Yusuf. So he writes a lot for Kanye. Like he wrote like Heartless, All of the Lights.
Like one of my favorite songs, All of the Lights.
He's a sick writer, so he's one of my OGs.
Okay.
And he told me that, this game's not a talent show, And what he meant by that is that a lot of people come in the music game being like, I can rap, I can sing, I can dance, I can do everything, but nobody cares. It's like what people care about is your story. Like what are you telling people?
Yeah.
Like you need to give people a reason to come back. You know what I mean? It's like imagine if McDonald's switched their fries every time you went back, you would second guess every time you go back. But some people know they're gonna go to McDonald's, that they're gonna get the type of fries that they want,
Right.
And that's what he really put me on, like just really understanding what you're trying to put out there. It's not about being the best, because sometimes it's not the best that's in we're listening to.
Yeah.
Like there's someone out there that's better than Jay-Z at rapping.
Right.
However, Jay-Z knew how to sell a brand.
Maximize it.
And maximize it,
He sees the opportunity.
You think, okay, man, if you're thinking of old Jay-Z and you want to be that hustler that flips these bricks, that that turns these bricks into like money that you could invest in your dreams, you listen to old Jay. If you want to like buy real estate, you listen to new Jay. Like you know, like whenever you have an emotion, you know like what artist you want to go to, you know. And that's I think that was like one of the best things that I learned on my come up.
So would you say that music is like therapy that can save people's life outside of just playing sports? That like it needs to be emphasized more, because I feel like what's being put on people is like Netflix, all this stuff, but there's no more music now. It's like you have to go on these platforms. It's not like it's not accessible as it used to be from when we grew up. You know what I mean? Or do you think it's different? You know?
No, I definitely think it's therapy. You know, music definitely like saved my life. You know what I mean? Like, like the one time that I almost went to jail. That's when I was like, oh fuck, bro. Like, everything is done. You know what I mean?
Right.
Canada's not like the States where it's like, if you have a record in the States, you could kind of like, you could still make money in music because like there's so many states that's popping. But like in Canada, if you can't travel to the States, like
you're screwed.
You're gonna have a hard time being successful in this business. So that's you know, music really helped me like know my purpose and like stay away from certain things and like just really stay focused, you know.
No, that's big, man.
That's real.
And tell me about, you know, the most influential people in your life. You know, you talked about, you know, the OG from Chicago. I loved it. You know, your elder, you know, you respected him, took his words. But, you know, your top three in your life, you know, of people that impacted you. Who are they?
I would say, like, I would say my older brother for sure. You know what I mean? Like, he's the one that really introduced me to, like, rap. You know what I mean? Like, really just put me on to game just about everything, you know what I mean? And then I guess people in my neighborhood, like it wouldn't, not necessarily one person, you know what I mean? Like I think my neighborhood had like a great impact on me, you know what I mean? Even watching my bro Amon balling late at night, just, you know, even his competitiveness, you know, watching his competitiveness at night. Like when I was young, like I would hear him from my house. Like if he lost the game, he wouldn't go home. Him and his brother.
Tell the truth. That's not a lie. That's
some real shit. Like,
we know that. That's your facts.
I'd be at my crib and like his brother will win a game and want to go. He's like, no, you're not going home. You're not going. We're playing one more.
Man, I had to lose on purpose to go inside.
Can't take the L.
I'm like, I had to tell that story when I come here. Man. But you know, just little things like that always stuck with me, you know what I mean? Just kind of like having competitive, like always, you know, going at it, not giving up and stuff like that. Yeah, man. So it's not necessarily like three people, but just like.
Well, you mentioned your brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Okay, so now let's do something a little different. We'll do a segment called Finish the Sentence. Okay? I'm going to say a few lines.
Okay.
You just finish the sentence.
All right.
Pretty straightforward?
Let's go.
Okay. The first thing I do in the morning is
brush my teeth.
Very good. Nobody wants you know, stinky breath. You know, City Fidelia brushes his teeth in the morning, guys. Colgate. Colgate. Hey, the man.
Yeah, get that endorsement, man. You know what I mean?
Okay. My favorite thing about Ottawa is
Asian Garden.
Asian Garden? Say that again?
Asian Garden.
Okay.
What is it?
Asia Garden. It's Chinese food in Deborah.
Okay.
Like by Deborah.
Okay. That's your Ottawa. That's what's up. That's good. That's relative to you, right? You're a local nigga, right? Okay. If I could choose my last meal on earth, it would probably be
last meal?
Yeah.
Some goat from Margot's.
Okay.
Goat and rice and peas.
Yes. We had some affiliates from Margot a few weeks ago. Okay. Margot's good.
Yeah, man. The goat, like, they know what I'm calling. Like, I'll be like, yo, is the goat ready?
Straight up.
for the ones I know, Cabrits.
You know what I mean?
Okay. And yo, bro, this show's on Currency Channel, so let's talk about money real quick.
Yes.
Okay. So, what amount of money do you need to be considered rich?
Shit, your income more than your expenses. That's it. That's what makes you rich.
Run a profit.
Exactly. Like, 'cause the thing is, like, some people will be like, yo, like 5 million, 10 million. But if your expenses are 9 million, you're not rich. You're not free. You know, being free is being rich.
Right. It's a good point.
Know? So, yeah, that's my answer to that.
And what would you do with your first million?
My first million? invest, you know, real estate. Maybe, yeah, that's all I can think of right now, man.
Right. Sounds
just, you know, more programs in the city. Probably get another house in this, another country or something like that. Do the, you know, 6 months thing. You know?
Right. And you know, we love the money question. That's straight facts. It's just the thing, you know. currency channel. That's what we do.
Hey.
We want to know, City Fidelia, what is your greatest investment? It doesn't have to be like something material. It could be something non-materialistic, right? We had people answer their kids, but what is your greatest investment, City Fidelia?
My mom's crib.
Okay.
That's the best investment. Basically,
so you bought your mama a house?
Yeah.
Real nigga shit.
When my song Lately, like blew up, because I did that song independently. So like the money was crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So basically.
Because you had all the rights.
Yeah, all the rights and all that stuff. And then basically I used that for the down payment.
That's beautiful.
Now the value of it's like, I did that like, 2016?
Amazing. Before the COVID thing.
Yeah, before, 2016.
Wow. So, and you see, like, let's say you knew it was coming, right? It'd be like, okay, well, you're getting your money, so you get your money back really fast, right? But you did it in the setting where you give back to mama. You know,
for sure. You know, gotta make moms right. You know,
definitely.
Just relax, doing her thing. Because usually, you know, we always take care of the girlfriend first. You know, so it's like, take care of the mom first.
Honorable.
That's real. That's real.
Honorable.
No,
I know. He's always speaking that language.
What you say? Hold on. Run that back.
My mama first. He's like, mama first.
Let's go, man.
I'm just kidding, man. Let's just go. But anyways, yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate you for coming through. So like, what we should be on the lookout for you coming up? Next projects?
Dropping deluxe version of the album.
Okay.
I got Vic Mensa on it. Currently working with some local acts to see, you know, I want to get some of the cats I really rock with.
And name any names here? Keep it in the vault, maybe.
Yeah, because you know it's not official yet. So I don't want to say names, and then they're not on the, you know, they're not on the final.
Hook.
Well, someone Easy Finesse. I don't know if you heard of her.
It's a woman. No, I have not.
She's fire. So she's on it for sure.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much Rick Mensa and her is the only ones confirmed on it right now. And then I'm on tour in the States January.
How many locations?
I'm doing 8 days in January.
8 days. Okay.
And then
when's the Canadian tour?
We're working on that right now. You know, just making sure that, you know, when it happens, it's right. You know.
Yeah.
Working on that right now, and then we're just gonna drop content. You know, more vibes at the studio, and man.
Okay, another bonus question for you. So, Ottawa rap, okay. What do you think is the anthem to Ottawa, like rap right now? Not right now, or just that what you can think of right now that's like, okay, that's the song anthem that is speaking to us, or you need to make one? That's my question.
Oh man, my favorite songs, Rainy Days, man. By
Straight up, man. Straight up. That's the best too, bro. When I heard that song, bro, I couldn't believe that was local guys. Not that I couldn't believe, but I greatly appreciated that non-Ottawa people connected to it the same way that you connected. Music's powerful.
Yeah, no, like that song I play it all the time, and like. Yeah, that's.
I co-signed Rainy Days for Ottawa.
Man. For me, that's
so you co-signed this one?
I co-signed it, man.
It's
unanimous.
We're good.
Let's get it, man.
Hey, that's straight fade act. Thanks for coming, brother.
Appreciate y'all.